Hello, and welcome back. This is King's Crossing, Season 1, Chapter 3, Episode 2. There we go. My name is Wrath. I'm going to be your DM and storyteller for today. And that means that I get to tell you all the wonderful things that are King's Crossing. But the most wonderfulest of those things is not under my control. That is run by our two other gentlemen on screen here today. That's going to be Adis, playing the lad, Nimwort. No, you're not Nimwort. You're Adarag.
Adarag.
What's funny is I was planning on doing Tough Nuts first, and then I yelled at Adis's name, and I was like, shit, I just threw myself off. He's playing Adarag. Adarag is you know what? No, I did it with the first group. Sorry, the first group chose for you guys. You guys don't get a say in this. Okay. So I'll do the introductions for them, and then we're going to bring them in, and they're going to tell us a little bit more about their characters. So, yes, Adis is playing the lad, Adarag, and he is a halfling smuggler, which he loves to proclaim to everyone around him. We also have Tough Nuts playing as Nimwort Nimblehole. Adarag Nimblehole. It's Adarag Nimblehole. You're Nimwort. You're not brothers. God damn! It's just Nimwort. I'll get there, guys. I'll get there. It's been a while since we played. I apologize. So he's playing Nimwort. Nimwort is a gnome engineer, I believe. It's gnome. Is it engineer?
Yeah.
Your technical class?
Yeah. Let's see. I think that's technically what it is. Yes. Okay.
Sweet. Gnome engineer. And they are two little dudes who found their way up into the Freelands to Arwen's Rest. Now, you guys are familiar with Arwen's Rest. It's a town we've all grown to love and cherish. And this music's very intense. Calm. It's fine. Okay.
We're not in a fight yet.
Yeah, yeah, this is exactly what it felt like.
Was that going through Foundry?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You remember the music? Remember this?
Yeah, I do.
This brings back memories.
For some reason, I thought it was in Discord, but
oh no. Cool. It's Foundry. Anyways, so we've got these two little dudes hanging out with us today, and what they're gonna get up to, we're gonna find out. Where they left off was right after the Spring Equinox Festival. Now, this was a celebration, closing out spring, bringing in the new season, and it was a celebration of the new heroes, quote unquote, folk heroes, so to speak, who have joined the town recently and really started helping out. Those being Grunkle, the ogre, Torvekik, the dwarf, Wilfer, the elf, Adarag, the halfling, and Nimwort, the gnome, alongside many other new faces such as Bjorn, Alexios, Dibs, and more. But after the end of the Spring Equinox Festival, where Elder Arlane stood up on stage and closed out the events and gave a rousing cheer to two little dudes who brought forth the culprit, the man who became arsonist and burned down the marketplace of Arwen's Rest, killing one of their own in the process, a merchant. When called upon, the two little dudes stood empty-handed, no arsonist at their side. Nothing to show for their effort besides some injuries and burn wounds. Mostly those upon Bjorn and Alexios. And at the end of that, looking almost betrayed and then panicked, Elder Arlane stood up there, said his final words. Fine then. Poof, he vanished. The night closed out. People very confusedly thought that would have just been the end of it. Maybe that was a thing he did. We don't really know what. That didn't make any sense. The night closed out. New day dawned. It came and went. We're on the following day. So a whole day has gone by. We're on the following day. Now you guys find yourselves at the antiquarian. It's going to be this image you see in front of you. The Antiquarian is a bookshop of sorts, a lore keeper's best friend, a journal building. Basically, the rumor smith comes and goes from this building. It is run by a little duo, which I will pull up, named Zabani and Valerice. Pull them up here. There you go. Zabani and Valerice. Now, you guys find yourselves sitting in this antiquarian. What you guys will be doing in there is up to you. Valerice is in there. Seems to be stood over some old parchments that you have a feeling if you touch them, they would just fade to dust. But Valerice is skilled and knows how to handle these. You can see Valerice, this tiny little rodent thing, is even wearing tiny little gloves on its little paws as it handles these parchments and reads. In the corner, you see Bjorn. I'll actually pull him up as well for anyone new that's joining or doesn't know, or maybe the players just forgot who their favorite character was.
We know Bjorn.
We know Bjorn.
So Bjorn is in the corner, and you hear a loose clinking and kind of tittering of these like wooden mugs as he brings over we'll call it a makeshift tea set. Sets it down on the table next to you guys and pours you each a cup of tea. Sets it out. What is Nimward doing here in the Antiquarian?
I think I'm probably looking through books, whatever I can find on like vanishing magic or technology that helps like obscure. Yeah, I'm trying to understand what's going on with Elder Arlane. See if there's technology out there that I could familiarize myself with.
Okay, and what is Adarag doing in the Antiquarian this day?
I think Adarag, after the events that unfolded and the kind of mix-up of him and the Lost Sons during the festival, he's probably feeling pretty down on himself about causing the entire town to go into like panic mode. So he's trying to do a little bit of research himself on in the area.
Research on what? Sorry, it cut out.
On like the factions that are around in the area and some of the local groups nearby. But more specifically, also looking into anywhere that there's a mention of a Sires. Was that the name of the merchant that's on the run?
Great memory. Sires is what you guys heard.
Mm-hmm. So
I just want to throw out there, all my notes for this playthrough are on my old PC. And I don't have access to them today, so Adam, you're gonna have to help me, but in the future I'll get those transferred over.
No worries. Thank
All
you for
good.
letting me know. Okay, so you're both kind of nose deep in research as well. Everyone sits real quiet, it's hushed tones. You see Valerice gets a little teacup and goes back to researching. Now, one at a time, we'll go volunteer. Who wants to volunteer first for this little saga? Okay, perfect. So, Adarag, you sit back, a deep sigh, maybe have a sip of your tea, and you think about the events of yesterday. Now, remember, there was a day between. So, following the Spring Equinox Festival and the events that transpired this morning, you think on the events of yesterday. What were you doing during that free day?
During that free day, Adarag was mostly he was still feeling down about his unfortunate misidentification, and so he decided to take a walk around the town, kind of looking around the perimeter, specifically going to check out the location where he knows his stash is, to see if see how far along the mud is progressing, and see how, can he still identify the location where he saw some bubbles coming up out of the mud, with some green kind of hue to them, but he's going to check out and see if he can still identify that place, but then also just take a walk around the swamp, not around the swamp, but around the city, just around the city walls, to kind of get some fresh air, sort of thing.
Okay. All right. Now, Nimwert, I'm going to give you a choice. We can either get to what you were doing right now, or we can go back and investigate or indulge ourselves on his story, give you some extra time, and then come to you and do the same to you.
We can... Yeah, sure. I'll take some extra time.
Okay. So we're going to indulge that. So, Adarag, you sat back, you pondered these, maybe your eyes closed for a minute. You may have dozed off just a little bit. And we're going to look into this moment. So, you're kind of kicking some rocks, moving about, probably hands shoved down in your pockets, going full emo. I'm just a halfling.
I'm just a kid.
Yeah. And, you're kicking rocks, you're moving along, you hear some grunts and groans from as you're moving through town. You hear some grunts and groans, and you kind of find yourself wandering that way, but you're just moving along, not really paying attention. Walking along a path, you see you're on the top of a green hill that kind of slopes down to the left, and it's got a switchback trail going down it. And you see a new camp has been fashioned down there. It's down on the beach. It's got these log spikes kind of set up in a circle. Nothing super fancy. It's got a bunch of tents in the middle, and you see a small center open area kind of has been turned into a sparring ring. And you see the ogre, Grunkle, down there, actually getting the shit beat out of him by the Lost Sons. It seems to be a reasonable spar. You keep kicking along, walking up the path, and you absentmindedly pass a dwarf. It walks right by you. He may have even said something to you. You can't remember. You're just kind of in your own world. And as you're going along, I'm going to need an awareness check from you. Standard across the board, please, sir.
Alrighty.
While you roll that, you find yourself standing at where your stash, the entrance to your stash, used to be. Now, once again, you see this bubbling ooze, this green tendrils that almost look iridescent, kind of reaching out. With this success on your awareness check, you even remember, you didn't pay much attention to it at the time, but you even remember you saw a drawing, kind of sitting halfway in the mud. You couldn't really read it. It looked like a parchment with some drawing on it. And the drawing was a man. It looked like a man, but his head was just a cage. It wasn't like a human head. It was a cage head. And the cage was, it had the bars, but the inside was dark, but you could see eyeballs in there looking out. Who knows what significance that has, but you just remembered it as you were looking back on it. And you find yourself stood outside your stash there for who knows how long. This is your entire life savings was in there. You don't even know how much was it. Just kept storing.
Yep.
You even remember you weren't the only smuggler. You had a crew. They brought you in. They kind of brought you up. Most of them are dead now. Thinking on it, they weren't a very good crew. But, they tried. This was your guys' stash house. So that's not only your stuff down there, but it's your friends. They're gone. which means it's probably yours by rights if you could get to it.
Just kind of looking into the mud and at this. Do I still see the drawing? Is it still on the surface of the mud area, or is that just a recollection from the last time I saw it?
We're in the future, we're looking back, but you're more than welcome to. You're absent-mindedly thinking about the events of yesterday. So what you did yesterday is coming back to you now.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is
so you can't interact.
I was seeing it yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yes. So yeah, I'd like to take a closer look at this piece of parchment on the ground.
Okay. Are you pulling it out? You taking it with you? Or are you leaving it and just looking at it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it and like put it. I'm gonna look at it first to try to get a closer look at it, but then I'll take it with me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you see, it looks like, now that you pulled it out of the mud and you kind of cleaned it off a little bit, it looks like a man on his knees, kind of leaning forward. Again, no head, arms outreached around, grabbing the bars, because remember its head is a cage, reaching around, grabbing the bars, and you can't see any face inside, but you see two eyes, like, in the dark of the cage, looking out. They almost... Are they following you? Can't tell.
Can't tell. Okay.
Is
you
this
get
in
an
the
eerie
town,
feeling.
or like around the outside?
Outside ruins, exterior ruins.
Okay. I'm gonna flip over the piece of paper, like see if there's anything like on the backside too.
At this point, you've been walking. You're still looking at it. You're kind of walking along. You're walking along, and I wanted to address this because you said the town's walls. The town has one wall along the southern face. So at this point, you've gone west towards the ocean, walked past that beach camp, gone north up to where your stash was, and you've come back down. You're kind of walking along the southern area back. You're moving your way back into the center of town. You're walking past the southern wall, so at this point you've noticed that there's only one wall this town has, and it's a very poor palisade wall to the south side. And now I've totally forgot what your question was about the parchment. I'm sorry.
I was going to flip it over to see if there's anything like noted on the back of it.
No, there's not.
Nothing. Okay.
All you can tell is that it looks like a child's drawing.
Child's drawing. Okay.
You make your way back into town. You don't know how long you've been gone. You don't know how long that took. But it's dark by the time you get back. You spent the day wandering.
Okay.
You kind of open your eyes, sit back up, deep sigh, and get back to your reading.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even notice it, but Nimwort's face down in his book. Nimwort, you start to daydream about the events of yesterday. What were you up to?
So, I want to preface the night that this happened with Elder Arlane, the disappearance and the festival, all that. What I immediately did that night was go straight to Elder's house, and I was very cautious to be discreet in going, but I wanted to go into his house and look for any information I could find, whether he would be there or like after his disappearance, like if he somehow got to his house without people seeing, or if I could just look around his house for anything that would give me more information about why that happened and what he was up to.
I will give you this. Pull it up here. I will give you this. His house is locked, but if you want, you're more than welcome to roll a skullduggery.
Skullduggery. Yep.
Skullduggery is flipped to fail.
Okay.
You know. However, Oh, never mind. I was gonna say you do know a smuggler, but your smuggler also doesn't have skullduggery.
It's not even one of the smuggler skills.
Not at all, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, considering I had all night to do this, like, being Nimward, I would probably, like, make a key or something to get in.
Motherfucker. I just invent things to get through anything. No, it's your build and it's amazing. Don't let me mock you.
I mean, even if it took me 2 hours to figure out, like, I probably would have been able to buy or like build something to do this. But...
So on the one hand, I feel it's unfair to allow you to do this because I didn't give anyone else a chance to go back to that night. They had to go off the second day. However, However, as a DM, I don't want to limit my players', creativity. Also, while I'm coming up with this, I just want to make sure you guys actually both have one. Let me double check Adarag. Yep, you guys both have one advancement from last chapter. You guys can go into your tiers and apply.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tiers.
And to make sure
okay.
that.
You're gonna have to remind me how to do that.
Tiers tab, but... Yeah, tiers. Go to your profession, and
okay.
then you just click on the one that you want to upgrade.
Okay. Okay.
Can you guys let me know what you upgrade, just so I'm aware?
Yeah.
So
okay.
you pick one of the red ones.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go this route. I'm gonna say that you didn't have this idea to go to his house until the second day, just so that way you're on par with everyone else and it's fair. So that way you can still go. You can spend. So your plan. Let me just get this straight. So your plan for the second day is to try and investigate his house.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna give you some of this, to an extent, but I'm gonna need. Actually, I don't even remember how we went about doing this. Let me. Maybe you remember. I'll ask you. With your inventions, let's start reading this. What is it that you're able to do? You need to roll tradecraft to invent a way to break into his house, basically, is what you're trying to do. But when you roll tradecraft, you flip the results to succeed on every roll. And if you succeed, it's a critical success. Okay. You succeed at locating any resources needed for the creation of it, right?
The gold Bergian makes it like my skill rank is plus 15 instead of plus 10.
That's right. Yep. So you have already got a plus 10 to it, so you'd have to give yourself a plus 5 whenever you roll. I do remember that. And everything you craft is best in class. Jesus Christ. I feel like you're probably the most broken character of all of them, and it's awesome. Don't get me wrong; like that's absolutely amazing.
Well, I'm also really bad at a lot of other stuff.
That's true. So. Yeah. You've got one like tradecraft, you'll win every time. Okay, so I'm gonna have you roll tradecraft. It's almost guaranteed that you're gonna win.
Okay, so I gotta do. Let's see. Tradecraft, and
make sure you give yourself a plus 5.
Yep. And flip to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And what difficulty?
Just the hardest difficulty. No, I'm just kidding. On his house, it's gonna be. Actually, it's gonna be standard because he doesn't have access to quality locks or anything like that. So, it's gonna be standard difficulty to lock his door. Wow, would you look at that? No kidding. Okay. You go to lockpick his door. So what you've done is your engineering eye, you get down, you look into the doorknob, you're getting the idea of the design, the mechanics of the actual doorknob. You're like, I got this. You've got your own workshop. You go back to Hobbs Lodge, to this little makeshift crude workshop you got out the outside. You go over there and you get to work. Now, you're no metal worker. You're no blacksmith. But you might know one. Someone who could help you get done what you need to get done. I'm gonna keep giving you clues until you guess it. How about that? Unless you guess it. Do you know?
I don't have my notes.
Okay. Is there any character you've met who seems to have made something they carry?
Dibs. Okay. Yeah. So
you know how to make it, but you don't have the knowledge of the metalworking specifically. Like
okay.
you could teach it, mechanic to do the job that you need done. You're like, hey, I want it to go from here to here. These are the schematics for it. Make it happen.
Okay. So, with this knowledge and understanding that I need the craftsman to help me here, I'm first gonna swing by. Maybe by this time I've worked out the schematics and now it's the next day.
Okay, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. So the town was in chaos that night, trying to understand what was going on. I'm assuming like people were like pretty unavailable, kind of doing all kinds of stuff.
You're talking night of Spring Equinox Festival?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I decide I've got my plan in the morning. I'll try to execute it. So that day I
stand by. All of this is happening on the next day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way it's just fair with level playing field with all the other players. I don't want to give special treatment even though I love you.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine. It doesn't really change the plan here. So
no, you should be fine.
So anyways, later that day then, I went to the community market that was burned down.
Okay.
And I'm going to look for any type of scrap metal that could be used for my plan.
Absolutely.
And I find it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an awareness check. See if you can find some worthwhile metal that you could actually use. And you've got an eye for it. You'd be able to tell what might be useful and what might not be. To an extent.
Okay.
Your craftsman might tell you you're stupid and you're wrong, but...
Now, okay, yeah. So it adds the plus 10 automatically because I'm proficient with it?
Yep.
Okay.
You are
and standard difficulty.
Standard difficulty. Boom, bam. That's a fail. So for anyone watching who's just curious, he needs a 52 or less to succeed. He got a 90. Don't forget, guys, just to remind you, you do have fortune points, these little tokens, I'll show on screen there, that you can use to reroll a failed skill check. That pushes the coin over to my side of the table, so then I can do the same. However, I wanted to reiterate, because the last group that just played, on Sunday, was like, we don't want you to have that because you can screw us over. That's true. I can use it for the enemies. However, say you guys are out on the job with Bjorn and Alexios, and I have an extra coin to spend, I could spend it on them to help you guys. Mm-hmm. So it can be a blessing or a curse, depending on what mood I'm in. Donate to tip the scale. Just kidding.
We were late today. He's in a bad mood.
Yeah, don't do it today. That's true. But anyways, do you want to use a fortune point?
No, not right now.
All right. Looking through the scrap, you don't seem to find any quality metal. However, you do notice something different. First, you notice that you didn't spend your reward point.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in PB, which I think is perception.
Yep, perception, which would technically affect your awareness check, but not enough to skew the scales on your roll there, so you're fine. Okay. The second thing you notice is that the body that was originally found and face was smeared off, I believe, by Adarag.
Yes.
Yeah. Is gone.
Okay.
That's all you find in the market.
Okay. And then I don't want to do too much on this day to pull away from.
No,
our
you're
time
good.
with Shadow,
So you've come up with the schematics and you went and searched for the metal. We'll go with that. Now
Okay.
you find yourself back in good company, mixed company, over at the antiquarian on the following day. You guys have been served tea. You've both had a quick little nap. You both pouring over your research. Now your research, you were looking for poof magic. Is what I wrote down. Any technology related to invisibility, teleportation. You are not finding anything. You're not even gonna have to roll for it. They don't have that. Easily available access. Maybe there's a scroll in the back or something that's locked away, but you're coming up blank. You're coming up with people who have tried, people who have used the veil to do this kind of stuff, and they've turned themselves inside out. They've turned themselves, upside down. They've turned themselves into the opposite gender, but never once has anyone succeeded at visibility or teleportation. Adarag, you were looking up factions nearby. Now you know of the Emerald Enclave, which I believe we wanted to change the name because that's used in D&D. Maybe they're going to go through ownership change and their name will change. But, yep, they're going through restructuring. But you come across the group formerly known as the Emerald Enclave, which you know to be a merchant faction that basically has the West Coast pretty well locked down there. They got very prosperous because they were able to capitalize on this western coast of the continent, which is huge between the Elven kingdoms and the Human kingdom. You also learn of. Dear God, I don't have it open right now.
In the meantime, just to let you know, I'm putting my point into drive skill.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Write that down for under the table because I have a point to make on that, but it's not important now. Okay, so you learn of the Emerald Enclave. You learn of two other kingdoms, which I'm going to get back to you on. We'll bring those up during under the table. I will get back to you on those. The last group that you learn is a loosely knit faction that has sprung up in the Freelands, and it seems to be all centered around one unknown question mark. Someone or something is pulling the strings, and things are getting organized in the Freelands. And from what you guys know of the Freelands, you know this is a lawless place, unruled. No kingdom's been able to tame it. But something's happening in the Freelands. Something is uniting someone.
Yeah.
So you guys find yourselves at the Antiquarian. You both look up from your books. What would you guys like to do today? Actually, before you guys continue, we've only been live, well, we've been live for an hour, but I think we've only been going for a half hour, but we are at the top of the hour. Do you guys want to take a quick break? The way I offered it to the other group is we can either take a break at the top of the hours, or we can take a short break at the top of the hours, or take a longer break midway through the session. Which would you guys prefer?
I've got 15 minutes and 20 seconds until I need to pull something out of the oven. So maybe break then.
Not quite top of the hour, but...
You okay with that, Adise?
I'm okay with that. That'll give me time to go and pick up a whiskey.
All right. We'll take a break in 15 whatevers. All right. What do you guys do with the Antiquarian then?
So I didn't find anything mentioning the name Sires anywhere.
You did not.
Okay. Then I think I am going to be probably asking. Oh man, I got their names. Where's the names?
You're in a room with Bjorn, Valerice, and Nimwort.
And Zabani?
Nope.
Oh. So Valerice, I'm going to go up to her and ask what she's heard about this unifying group in the Freelands. Hey, Valerice, what have you heard? I'm reading this here that there might be something going on in the Freelands right now with something bringing factions together. Has this had any effect on the town recently?
No. No, it hasn't.
All right. Have you heard anything about it?
Yes, I have. I hear many things.
Adarag starts going through his trappings to see like if he has anything on him to to give her.
Is there any other questions?
Anything
else I can help you with? Okay.
But thank you, Valerice.
No, thank you.
How's Zabani been keeping up?
He is quiet.
Quiet?
Yes.
Like reclusive, or his typical pondering self?
No, definitely meditates more. He has fallen into a bit of a state.
Like a rat?
No, not at all. Preparing himself. It happens from time to time.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Is he all right? Does he need anything?
Oh, I'm sure he's fine. He does this anytime there is a impending doom on the rise.
Valerice, you make me walk away with more questions than you answer sometimes.
That is the way of the antiquarian. Always keeps you curious.
That it does.
Anything else I can do for you?
Do you have any more of that tea?
It is not my tea. I believe... who was it? I believe it was a man named Jeff, who taught it to Bjorn.
Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
Taught it to Bjorn?
Oh, well, he introduced himself to William the first time. He introduced himself as William the first time we met. But then I think he forgot that he did that and introduced himself as Jeff instead.
I see. Interesting.
Very.
Well, I appreciate the information.
Of course.
Always a pleasure talking to you. I'm going to go see what Bjorn's doing.
Thank you. Okay. Goes back to reading. Nimwort?
So up until this point, I've just had this book open, my forehead just down on it, like frustrated and sleeping on the book. Like I've been clearly trying to figure this out for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And to transfer the book in through your forehead.
Yeah,
I went to school. I remember that. Yeah. That shit doesn't work.
With this sudden conversation, it had been quiet in here for quite some time. Like no one was talking. People were just like reading and studying all that. And with this sudden conversation, like I wake up and I'm like jacked up on something that would resemble coffee, just like clearly exhausted, eyes bloodshot, but like have been reading all night. And I just look around and has anyone seen Dibs?
You notice Bjorn is gone.
Okay.
He probably left at some point while you were asleep.
Yeah.
So Valerice and Adarag are in. You see Valerice almost fall off the podium. Adarag, do you reply first, or do you let her?
I didn't see him around. Actually, did I see him at the camp while I was walking around yesterday?
Roll an awareness check. Awareness check.
Awareness check.
Hey, you need a 55 or less, got a 24, that's a success. You actually did. As you were walking past the camp, you noticed... You remember a dwarf passed you. Remember that?
I do.
When that dwarf passed you, he kind of bumped into you, and you kind of walked a little ways further, and then you stopped, and you're like, hey, wait a second. Like, that was rude. And you turn around, and you see the dwarf on all fours crawling up and through the grass to look at the camp from, like, the hillside. like he's gone off the path and crawled through the grass. And you see, crawling through the grass behind him, is this little lizard dude. And you see they kind of... You can't really hear him, but you see them talking to each other, and all of a sudden you see the dwarf just grab the lizard by the snout, drive him into the ground, release, and the lizard slowly backs away and scuttles off.
Okay. Did I get a general idea of like which direction he scuttled off to?
With your success, I'm gonna allow you. He seemed to dart just off into the town, but you can see he's tactically making his way back around towards the camp, just from a different direction.
Okay. Oh, I believe I saw that lizard folk. That lizard folk. I believe I saw Dibs the other day.
That boy.
We know Dibs. That boy. Boy. I believe I saw Dibs the other day. It looks like he was hanging out with a dwarf, and after a quick quarrel, he made his way back down to the camp by the sea. Those new folk that just rolled into town for the festival.
The Rockar Legion.
The Rockar Legion.
Wait, actually?
No, that's
I
where
was like, what?
During the Spring Equinox Festival, he got everyone panicked because the Rockar were invading, and it was just the Lost Sons. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, I'm missing something.
That wasn't in the notes.
Yeah, there's nothing in the notes. Well, I look at Adarag, and I just like down my tea. Are you ready? I might need your help.
Aye, ready for you, sir.
Okay. Valeries, thank you for your time and letting us use this space.
Oh, you're most welcome. The shop is open to everyone. As long as one of us is here, obviously.
Yes, I'm sure we'll be back, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Oh, okay. Stay safe. Also, while you were both asleep, Bjorn mentioned that, Evelyn was looking for you.
Oh, okay.
So, if you get a chance.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
She goes back to reading.
Aye, sir. What do you need with Dibs?
Well, I've been trying to look into what happened with Elder Arlane the other day, and I'd like to get into his house to see if there's anything that could help us understand that more. I went and looked at it the other day, and I've got plans made up to make a key to let us in. Although, thinking about it now, I suppose I didn't really look to see if he has a hidden key, or if he left a window open, or maybe some simpler ways, so perhaps we could swing by and together we could look around for that first.
Well, sir, if you just need to get into his house, there are other ways.
Can these ways be secret, though?
Yes.
Well, then lead the way.
All right. And as he's kind of mentioning this, he's going to like flash his like lock picking tools to Nimwort.
And I understand and follow.
Okay. Where do you guys go? You guys leave the antiquarian. You guys are headed back into town. Once again, stepping outside, you see that it is, once again, a rainy day. Go figure. A thick mist shrouds the town. To the south, it almost looks like you see a purple haze. But otherwise, the town continues on as normal. What would you guys like to do?
As we're walking along, I'd like to talk with Nimwort more about like what the plan is going to be. Specifically, now that we know that Evelyn's also, Granny Evelyn is looking for us. Well, sir, after we get this out of the way, we should probably head over and talk to Lady Evelyn. Does that sound like a plan to you?
Yeah, that'd be fine. The reason I want to get into his house as soon as possible, just because the longer we wait, I'm worried the more evidence could change or get tampered with, and we'd lose the story. But yeah, I'd be fine with visiting Evelyn.
What specifically might you be looking for, sir?
I'm wondering if perhaps this occurrence with the Elder was premeditated. Perhaps he planned it in advance, and maybe there would be things in his house that would suggest that, or writings potentially. Seems like he certainly had a motive with the capture of the person we tried to capture and failed. But I think the story goes a lot deeper than what he was leading us to believe, and I think his involvement with it goes deeper as well. So, anything that I can learn for that, I think will better us and keep us safer, and hopefully in our adventures, or at least give us more of an edge for what's to come.
Well, like you always used to say, knowledge is power.
That's right. Raph, quick question.
Yep.
There used to be a way for us to view like a journal page on each character. Where is that again in Foundry?
Used to be a way to
actors.
Sorry?
Actors?
Yeah, actors and then player characters. Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about like
No, the NPCs. Like there was a page for each NPC.
Yes. Do you guys have one to I don't know, the one that's called Journal for you guys? You guys have access?
Yeah, I see journal and
You
quick
see-
sheets.
Quick sheet. That's all you see?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I took it away because I had a lot of NPCs in here that you guys hadn't met yet, and I didn't want you to just be able to see those. Who are you looking for?
I was gonna use it as a refresher for all the people we had met, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah, I apologize. I'll come up with something for you by the next game.
Yeah, no worries.
Good note for under the table.
Yeah, all good. So yeah, we're heading over to Elder's house first.
Okay. You guys head north of town, north side of town. You get to the markets to your right. You guys go up. You see the hill, the manor on top of the hill. You know, broken down gates out front. You climb up that hill, get to the house. See the familiar manor house that you guys have been to a couple times in the past. Never been inside, but have seen from the outside. What would you guys like to do?
So before we do anything, I'm going to try and look around and make sure there's no people just like obviously watching what we're doing.
Alexios leans around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
looking specifically for Kent or
Awareness check, please.
Okay. Standard everything.
It's going to actually be excuse me. It's going to be challenging due to the fog that has rolled in and is covering the town.
Okay.
And while he's checking around for that, I'm going to go and check around the house for like weak points in the house, like whether there's like maybe a window that might be cracked open, or if there's any like other side doors or something like that that might be a bit more inconspicuous.
Okay, can you give me a stealth roll then? This is going to be standard. Nimwort, through the fog and the haze, it doesn't look like anyone else is visiting the manor. No one seems to be in the area, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
And so this wouldn't be a attempt to hide. This is, or would it be? Because I do have streetwise talent, which in urban environments I gain a plus 20 base chance to stealth tests.
I believe. Don't quote me on this. Let me pull it up here. I've got it. You have a bonus to Streetwise?
I have a talent Streetwise.
Oh, okay. I was like, Streetwise isn't a rule.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying you have a bonus to stealthing in an urban environment. I would apply that here, yes.
Okay.
While he's breaking in, potentially, I'm going to go pull something out of the oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
There we go.
All right. 71 or less got an 11 in this system. If you get two numbers of the same sort and it is a success, it turns into a critical success. In this case, a 1 and a 1, critical success. Okay. So at Eldar Lane's Manor, yes. The front door is locked. The windows are all shut. However, you see an odd hill. And it's a manure hill. Manure hill out back. Except Eldar Lane doesn't have any livestock. Why is there a pile of manure in his backyard? Very suspicious.
Very suspicious location indeed. So, I'll be looking into that closer when Tough Nuts returns.
Okay, with that, we're going to take a quick break, everyone. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the session so far. If you are, donate all your money. Just kidding. Just let us know in chat. We're going to take a quick BRB. We will see you guys in just a minute. With that, we are back. Welcome to King's Crossing. All right, we left off. You guys left the Antiquarian. You went over to Eldar Lane's house, investigating the disappearance of what was the town's leader. Nimwort scoured around the outside, trying to make sure no one was watching. Meanwhile, Adarag found a very suspicious-looking pile of dung.
And Adarag is going to go and investigate that pile of dung more.
All right.
Yeah.
Why don't you, you know what? You got a critical success. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. But you are going to have to dive into a pile of manure.
I'm all right with that.
All right. Nimwort, you come around the corner, feeling very satisfied that no one's watching. You turn the corner of the house, and you see Adarag swan dive into a pile of manure. He's gone.
His
little feet sticking out.
The signature Nimwort facepalm.
Smack! Oh, we have to find that. I'm gonna have... Oh, no, I do have that one saved as a clip, didn't I?
Yeah, that should be saved.
Yeah, I saved that one. That's right. That was such a great moment. Is this a makeup session? Nope. We are in it to win it. Yeah. You see Adarag swan dive into a pile of maneuver. He's wiggling around. His little feet are sticking out, kicking in the air.
All right, I run over to him, and I try to like look around the manure and see if he thinks this is like a tunnel leading in or something, or if I should just pull him out. Like, I'm trying to understand what he's doing.
Okay, give me an awareness check, and it's going to be challenging difficulty, unless you're diving into the manure.
I'll stay out for a second.
Okay. We'll go with the challenging skill check here.
I'm not successful at anything today.
Yep, needed a 42 or less, got a 97. You have no idea what he's doing. It looks like a pile of poop.
Okay, well, considering did I see him dive, or do I just come around the corner and I see his feet?
No, you saw him dive in. He's
okay.
Literally jumping in the air, swan diving in, his little feet are sticking out.
Alright, well, considering he intentionally did it, I'll assume that was the plan, and I'll try to shove his feet farther down.
God, I love it. Okay. You're just like, yeah, you get in there! Adarag, you feel someone pushing on your feet. Inside, you've dug down. You're not that tiny. I mean, you're small enough, but it's not like the biggest pile of dung you've ever seen in your life.
I'm 4'3".
Yeah, you dive in, and as you dive in, I'm not gonna make you roll anything. You dive in, you slip right through this, like, just wet, nasty manure. It stinks, like, it gets warm, the bottom of it is hot. And, you go, thunk, and hit something wooden. And then you feel your legs getting pushed, and your head's sideways, you're getting pushed into this wooden...
Into the wooden door.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel around for any sort of, like, latch or anything like that.
Okay, give me another challenging awareness check.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna, like, look up at the wall and see if there's any open windows or anything.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Looking, you don't see any open windows up there.
Okay.
Nothing. You don't feel any latch on this door. You've pretty well scoured it. It could be a door. It seems like maybe it's just wood that was thrown out. It could be a pallet. Doesn't really feel like a pallet, though.
Is he, like, suffocating currently, or...
He's gonna start taking some damage soon. He's in hot shit.
I'm in hot shit.
Okay. So it's still warm.
Not at all how I saw this going. This is, again, man, your group, which episode 1 of your group, which is technically episode 3 in the series. Man, it never, like, I have a whole list of notes. We've made it, like, that far. I'm just like, now he's upside down in a pile of hot shit. All right, sure. Let's end it.
Okay,
what do you guys do?
So there's nothing that stands out to be like a latch or a door thing for me to, like, open necessarily.
No.
So I guess I'm just going to, with just my bare hands, I'm just going to attack this thing. Just, like, punch it.
Okay.
Or actually, not punch it. I guess knock on it. Like, see if it's, like, hollow underneath.
Okay. I'm gonna let this be your last action. So you're down there. Then where you hear, doot doot doot. To you, it could be hollow. It sounds pretty solid, but it'd just be because there's a lot of weight pressing down on it right now. You're starting, your nose is full of just hot shit. Your eyes are stinging and just watering. You probably got just massive pink eye.
Yep. I'm yeah.
It's probably, maybe it's just like you're hopeful and you're wishing it was and you're feeling it. You're like, I think it's hollow. And it's at this point you realize you're like, I'm in trouble. You start gagging.
Just start dry heaving.
Yeah.
I'm going to
start dry heaving.
I'm going to start, like, trying to push, like, shit out from in front of me and try to work my way back out of the hole that I came in through.
Nimward's pushing you in. You're pushing her out.
I'll see the change in the struggle of the legs and start pulling.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. Adarag, I'm gonna have you roll one. Actually, I'm gonna have you roll resolve.
Yeah.
Straight standard roll. Yeah.
Cool.
You're lucky today.
Damn,
I'm
you're
getting lucky
45 or
today.
less, got a 2. You're not gonna take any damage. Stay any longer, you would have. You get pulled out of shit pile. Chat's like, I'm disgusted. It's fair. He absolutely reeks, and following him out of this little hole, this crater he's built, is just the most putrid smell you've ever had to endure. Nimward, ever since leaving the fineries of the Elven Kingdom and the Starforge Academy and your privileged life, you're now standing in a swamp with monsters, dirty people, and a fucking halfling covered in shit. This is your life. What do you do?
So while he was in there, after I pushed him, I grabbed some sticks on the ground and made a little, like, nose plug thing.
Of course you did.
So
yeah.
I've already got, like, this. I can't.
It helps, if only slightly.
Okay. But yeah, he comes out, and that's me. I'm, like, still spotless.
You're like, no.
And
All right.
I look around for, like, a bucket or something.
Sure, yeah. Why not?
Okay.
I
grab a bucket.
Of course there's a bucket.
And
we played Medieval Dynasty. There's always a bucket.
So
yeah.
We played Skyrim. There's buckets everywhere.
Yeah, there's buckets everywhere. Yeah.
Does it have water in it?
No.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, it's raining. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just dump it on Adarag. Right in the face.
So it does help. It clears out what was on your face, and you're able to breathe again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So next time, just ask me for, like, a shovel or something. I look to the, like, side of his house, and is there a shovel? Because he had, like, a garden, right?
Did he have a garden?
I thought he had, like, a porch and, like, a little garden or something.
Oh, maybe like some
plants.
potted plants or something like that.
Yeah, he probably has like some potted plants and stuff, but you never saw him tending it. It's more than likely, best of your knowledge, Granny Evelyn tended a lot of the plants in the area, and because he was the elder, she probably came up and made his house look decent. You actually don't see a shovel, but I don't know what it's called. One of those, like, pitchfork looking things that is used specifically for moving the manure piles.
Yeah. I just grab that, hand it to Adarag. It's like, remember, knowledge is power.
Right, sir. Well, I had a theory. I had to test it.
Okay. And what are the results?
I think. Well, we need to clear off this manure pile. I've never seen Eldar Lane with livestock around, so this seems out of place. And I went at the bottom of it. There feels to be some sort of wooden structure underneath. So
perhaps it's a cellar that
perhaps a way in
on top of or something.
Perhaps a way in.
Okay, well, considering you already reek,
you wouldn't happen to have anything like a poopery or something like that?
No, I don't happen to have poopery.
All right. Well, you stand back. I've already smelled like this, so I'll do the shoveling. And I'm going to take this manure fork and move as much of the manure off of this structure as I can.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll standard across the board. Actually, not standard. It is routine, because you have the tools to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not looking at the right chat. Apologies. Goddamn, why do I have Adarag even roll anything? I think you've won every single roll. 52 or less got a 30. Adarag gets in there, and basically with his halfling might, he stabs the manure fork in, jumps up, grabs it, heaves it down, is able to, like, start moving it, but he's using his full body to have to, like, move this shit. It's gonna take some time, but Nimwort, you're definitely seeing that your servant boy is doing good work. Do you want to do anything while he does this?
You know what? No, I just, like, pull up a chair and just set it down, and I'm just watching this happen.
Which chair do you pull up? The chair that you made for Granny Evelyn and never gave her?
Hey, no, I don't have that with me.
Okay.
It's just like a little.
The chair you made for Hopkins and never gave him.
It's been busy.
I'm just checking. You had a whole day.
I don't have my notes.
They're sitting down at the workshop that we built right outside of Grimm's Tavern.
They're sitting right
Delivery
there.
not included.
Delivery not included. Come get it yourselves.
I'm just a gnome. I can't move furniture.
Chat's hyping. They're Ada is what they're calling you now. Ada pro roller over here.
But no, I just like pull up a stump and I'm just like watching. This
Pull up a stump.
Whatever.
Roll athletics.
Well,
I want to see Nimward pull up a fucking stump.
Not like one that's in the ground, but like
You meant like
around.
okay, yeah,
around, yeah.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. I was like, wait, what's that? Okay. You know what? Roll for it, maybe he gets it. Nimward has been holding back on us this whole time. He just reaches over, grabs a stump out of the ground. The last stump that moved was probably Nimward. No, you didn't.
I tried to move a stump.
Yeah, and then you just
failed.
Yeah, you're like, never mind. You go over and grab some firewood. You're gonna stand it up and sit on the firewood instead.
Which is plenty big for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And
you actually, if it fits, it sits.
Yeah, and I'm watching Adarag, but I'm also continuing to kind of watch the surrounding area and looking for prying eyes.
For those who are curious, how do I do this? No, not that. Here we go. View character artwork. That's what Nimward looks like. Our little gnome boy blew off his own ear. We won't talk about that. Oh, here you go. And our other little boy here, Adarag, hanging out, man.
Just chilling.
Just chilling. My two boys, my little boys. All right. Nimward, you pull up a log, and Adarag gets to work. You guys spend a decent portion of the day. We'll say a couple hours. Not like 8, but like we'll say 1, maybe 2. And the dung pile gets shoveled enough to where you see a wooden, what looks to be like a cellar door. Like I don't know how to describe it. Basically, at an angle against the house where you would pull it open like this. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
A storm cellar.
Thank you. It looks like one of those, but there's nowhere to grab.
Okay.
All right. Here it is, sir.
They're like, wow, very handsome. Oh, Ada's not handsome. Nimward blew half his face off, and he's more handsome than Adarag. All right, sorry. Continue.
All right. There it is, sir. Now, do you have anything that might get this open?
Well, I already looked around for metal once today, but I'll try again to see if there's any metal in the area.
You're looking around his house?
Yeah, house, yard,
Awareness
porch,
check. Once again, this is going to be challenging due to heavy fog in the area. Your first success! Hype in chat! Let's go! Needed a 42 or less, got a 41. You are very sure that there is no scrap metal in this yard.
Darn it. Alright.
You're very sure of it, though.
Alright, that's good. I hand Adam the piece of firewood that I was sitting on. It's like,
got anything to open this?
Start with this. I'll look for something else. And I'm going to continue to look for, like, hammers or, anything that could be used to bash this in or anything that could be used to pry it open.
I'll look at this piece of wood and I'll be like, do you have anything more explosive in nature?
Hold on. I gotta remind myself what I have on me. I do have a magnet. I could walk up to the door and run the magnet down and see if I catch any metal on the other side to try and open it.
You want to try that?
Yeah, I want to try that.
Okay. You run the magnet along, and it catches. You feel the slightest tug. And now, this magnet isn't like, two-handed worthy. It's a smaller magnet, but you move it along and you feel it catch. You feel it pull. It's definitely found metal. What would you like to do?
So, where the crease is in the cellar door, I'm going to go to the opposite side and see if I feel metal, and I'm going to look in the crease and see if I can see metal going across to indicate that it's, like, locked from the inside. Like a deadbolt or something.
This... I'm going to have both of you roll an awareness. Standard or... sorry, challenging due to fog.
Okay.
Nimmer succeeded?
Nimmer succeeded?
Nimmer succeeded! 42 or less got a 35. Meanwhile, Adarag, 45 or less got a 61. Nimmer, out of everything in this town, all the buildings, all the craftsmanship, the chairs, the doors, the just walls, there's been one general theme that's come into common with all of them. Do you know what that is?
Run down, not well built.
Yeah. You know what's different about this cellar door?
It looks like it's either fortified or protecting something that most of the town doesn't have access to.
You can't see between the crack. It is so well built that it is snug.
Okay. I'm gonna try to
Adarag, you're wiping shit out of your eyes.
I'm gonna try to manipulate
Mixture, shit and sweat.
like I
You're
don't
having
know,
a rough day.
I think I would have, like, maybe I'm not good at skullduggery, but I think my character would have pretty solid understanding of locking mechanisms and how they'd work.
Mm-hmm.
Of manipulating my magnet to pull any, like, sort of deadbolt lock that's inside out of its place.
Let me ask you this. How do I want to word this? Do you do it gently or aggressively?
I'd say gently.
Okay.
I'm trying to, like, I'm not trying to brute force the lock. I'm trying to, like, nimbly, like, knowing the mechanism, kind of.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna make you roll. You're a smart guy. You're an engineer. You've designed stuff like this, more than likely, for the Starforge Academy. You've probably come up with some kind of, in your spare time, doodles on a napkin at the like little cantina. You're starting to understand why thieves are really good at their trade, because dismantling one of these locks is entirely different than designing it. It's not working.
Okay. Then,
Adarag must be a really good smuggler if he's... But he's not a thief, he's a smuggler, so maybe other people steal things, he just transports them.
Yep.
Yeah.
well, Adarag, I don't have a way in here. This is getting convoluted. I could make a tool to help us get in here, but I'd probably have to go back to the workshop for that. And you smell like ass, so maybe we should swing by the water.
Swim.
Swim by.
Yeah.
You guys don't do well swimming. Don't swim.
I'd like to.
I almost lost both of you last time you swam. Don't do that.
Don't go in past your knees.
I'd like to wash off down by the. It's a river, right?
There's a mud river. There's a small offshoot that goes into like a little cove that is called the God, I don't have the map up in front of me, but it's basically
Where all
the
clams are or something.
No, the mud rivers where they do all their climbing and everything, but there's a small offshoot, and it's basically it's not called the swimming hole, but it's basically where they go and like everyone goes to clean themselves. I think episode 1 or 2 for anyone watching, episode 1 or 2, Korvekik and Grunkel were there. I don't remember exactly. It's the cleaning area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I think that might be a good idea to. Well, we know where this is now, and sorry we couldn't get in, but now we know where it is, and possibly we could try again later. But for now, I'd like to go wash this rank off me, and we should probably go and head over to Grandma Ethel, Evelyn, Granny
I
Evelyn.
think Granny Ethel is from Baldur's Gate.
I think so.
Auntie Ethel. That was Auntie Ethel.
Ethel,
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 times.
Yep. Yeah. But that sounds like the plan to me. Does that work for you?
You go wash up. I'm gonna head back to the workshop. We'll meet there, and we can head over to the granny.
Sounds good. Yeah. So I'm gonna go down to wash myself by the river and or at the bathing hole.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. I can't. The map is somewhere in Discord. It's available. I'd figure it out later. Okay. So I don't want to take up too much of our time. You, Adarag, you go to the watering hole. We'll call it that. And you see it's a small runoff from the main river. It's not nearly as muddy. You're able to get in. You're able to, do you go in fully clothed? Do you take off your clothes? What is the custom of the halfling people? How do they bathe themselves?
Mostly
Because
just
this has come up as a hot topic in the King's Crossing universe of the different cultures and how they handle this.
Yeah, so I'd say as a halfling,
No pressure, but you're setting the standard for all halflings.
setting the standard for all halflings.
Yep.
So I'd
So
say
when I bring up
halfling-
another halfling, they're gonna come to you and be like, "You motherfucker, you made me have to go to the bathroom fully fucking clothed in armor." Now, what is your standard practice for bathing and all that?
I would say for typical halflings, they would go in up with like just some drawers on or something like that, up to their waist, which is not very far into the water, and then just kind of like bend down and splash the water up onto themselves, like rub out their hair and stuff like that.
I was like,
Here
oh
first.
shit! Let's go! I love this bathing exercise. Yo, I identify as a halfling. Okay, got it.
But I would say that Adarag, as a smuggler, he never really trusts leaving his gear too far away from him. So he would probably still have his, maybe not his main clothes, but he would at least have his backpack still like slung over his shoulder while he's like washing down. He probably wouldn't have any pants on, no shirt on, just his drawers on.
The only point I'm going to make is your clothes are filthy.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
He's going to clean those separately.
Okay, okay. So you're spending some time down at this watering hole.
Spending some time, yeah. First, like washing myself off, and then taking my clothes in separately.
Gear.
And
okay,
yeah.
Okay. You're going to be doing that. Let's look at Nimrit. Nimrit, you're going to the workshop. What are you wanting to do at the workshop?
I'm gonna draft up some plans for a pulley system.
Oh. Okay.
The plan is to hook up a pulley somewhere, either up on the roof or something, so that I can either like lift a boulder and drop it on the door, or I can, try to attach it to the door in some way and pull the door open.
Okay.
Using
all right
more force than I could with.
I want a tradecraft roll, even though we already know where that's. Yeah, the only roll you've succeeded. Well, second roll you've succeeded. Me a tradecraft roll. We know member +5, flip to succeed. insta-win, everything. Yeah, look at that. 61% or less got a 28 success. You look around, you could definitely function a pulley system. Looking around, you even have the materials to function a pulley system around you. But you realize that's the same materials that you were supposed to be building a drill with and never built. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use it for the pulley system because I think I can repurpose it later.
Okay. Hang on, I gotta write that down. For no reason, I just gotta write it down.
Just gotta write it down just to let the other group know that all the trees that and logs that they brought back is gonna be used for a pulley system.
Well, no, you just remember there was a whole meeting about how we're gonna defend the town, and the only thing they came up with was dig a hole, and now we're not doing that. So, okay, no defenses for the town. We got a pulley system though. Okay, so yeah, you've got all the materials, you got the stuff. You just need time, to do it. However, you notice they brought back a bunch of logs. If Nimrod wants to start maneuvering these logs to where he needs them, I'm gonna need some athletics rolls as some difficult skill checks. Unless you have a helping hand.
It's gonna use a bunch of logs to make a pulley?
You gotta, yeah. You can't just attach a rope to the top of the roof. It's gotta be elevated leverage. Am I stupid?
No.
I guess we didn't have a full picture of where this manure pile was in reference to the house. But
true. It's not in the house, it's off to the side. So from the roof, you have to get over the top of the... So from the roof to the top of the manure pile, how do you plan on doing that?
Well, it doesn't have to be directly above.
How are you going to drop a boulder on top of it from over here?
Oh, yeah, if I do that method. If I'm just, like, pulling it open, though.
Oh, I thought it was just either one you wanted it in position to be able to do that. Okay, I see.
I had imagined that this cellar door was, like, up against the house, just like, on the side of the house.
No. I apologize for that. It is in his backyard.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I apologize for that.
Okay.
They're about to be pissed, stealing all their wood. No, just for reference, I know this is kind of going back a ways. Actually, I think it was chapter 2. The town is under threat of an outside force called the Blights, a weird faction of tree creatures they haven't really investigated or learned anything about. That are haunting the town and moving in closer and closer. There's also a dragon out there, a swamp dragon, and they sat down. The town elders as well as the players sat down and had a meeting about how they planned to defend the town. And the player group decided they were going to dig a hole. And so, player group 1, which is Grunkle, Torvekik, and Wilfer, went out, collected a bunch of the materials, like logs, planks, like all the resources needed to build this drill to help dig this. Basically, they were going to dig a hole to create, like, a place to put all the townspeople so they could secure them and make sure they were safe. Not just dig a random hole. They were digging, like, a bunker. So those are the resources that that group provided to Adarag and Nimwort so that they could design and build this drill for them to use to create this bunker. That's where that came from, just for reference. All right. Nonchalant. There's also a dragon. Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way.
Yeah. By the way. Sorry. Anyways, yes. The manure pile is out in his backyard. It's not up against the house. It would take some configuring to be able to get a leverage system that could work over it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this.
Okay. The water kind of shifts as out of the water, Adarag, you see a giant grizzled man stepping out. seemingly no, seemingly naked as he moves past you. Afternoon.
Alright, Griff.
As Griff comes up out of the water, moving past, you've just cleaned yourself off, you know, and he steps out naked. You can see some clothes draped over a log off to the side. He moves over and he goes, how are things?
Oh, you know, not great, actually.
Oh!
How are things with you?
Oh, great. Wait, are you sick?
No,
Adarag?
not at all. Not at all. Thanks for the concern, Griff, but things are
Half the town's sick, you should be quarantining.
The town's sick, you say?
You didn't hear?
No.
Oh, the last couple days. Hell, everyone's getting sick. Liliana isn't coming for work in a couple days either.
Liana's out too?
Like I said, seems like half the town is.
Well, what are the symptoms, if you mind me asking?
Symptoms? Being sick.
Well, yeah, are
You
they throwing
know,
up? Are they
coughing,
sneezing?
bleeding, sneezing, queefing, everything.
Everything. Oh, all orifices. Wow.
I'm so sorry. Classic
Washing
symptom.
up, rubbing out, queefing. What's going on here?
That's not what I meant to say. Yeah, all the usual symptoms.
Oh, that sounds right awful.
Your people don't do that.
Not typically. Well,
That's not what I meant. It's canon now. Oh, I'm crying.
well, so
Yup. Everyone's sick. Oh, God damn it.
And it was the healer.
Now I have to tell the other group when they come back. Yeah, people are just queefing.
It's canon now.
It's canon. They're gonna be like hanging out. They're just gonna hear, what was that? Sorry, I'm sick. Sorry, I'm sick.
Let's see.
God damn it.
Okay, and so
Yeah, put that in your notes. Make sure.
yeah. Where's Adelsalin in all this?
Adelsalin, haven't seen her. No, I have seen her out and about. Feel like she was out near her, what do they call that spot? Resting spot with them guards and shit she talks to.
Resting spot with the guards. The
Nope.
guard station.
Nope, guards. That one's up there. Or over there.
Oh, the guards, not the guards.
Yes.
Ah, I see. They have a temple nearby, then.
Ha! No.
Altar?
A tree.
A tree.
She sits and she drinks.
She sits and drinks by the tree.
I used to go with her. Sit, she gives out drinks. I don't mind it. It's not so bad. She gets a little weird when she's drunk, but who doesn't?
And did this tree have any markings on it?
Tree of markings. I think a lot of people have marked on it. A couple of dogs mark on it.
Well, I mean, like, has anybody carved a rune of sorts into it?
Rune. Oh. I mean, like the ashen trees? No.
No,
Something
not
that.
like the ashen trees, but well, this one looks like a poop.
A poop?
emoji. A poop emoji. That's what I have in my notes.
I'm trying to remember what this is from.
I marked a. Oh nope, that was a rune. Never mind. Never mind. It was stone that I marked that.
Oh,
No,
there
I
was
marked it with a stump. Yeah, a
there was
charcoal.
near the altar, the actual wood stump altar that changed places randomly, and you guys there was a rune that looked like a poop emoji. That's right. There was a drawing.
I marked it.
Yep.
I marked it as a poop emoji.
Oh, you marked it. You
marked
drawing your own poop emojis. That's right. I do remember.
I was trying to mark like some sort of sigil to like note this stump if we ever came back to it.
And it ended up just looking like a poop emoji.
Like a poop
That's
emoji.
right.
That's
okay, I do remember. Thank you.
Yes.
A lot has happened. No. He's like, no. This is, I hope not. She favors this tree, says she's close to the gods or whatever. I don't know. She gives out drinks.
Yeah. Good enough a reason as any to be by it.
Now, see, that I couldn't agree with more. But, unless you're planning on coming over and washing dishes, I best get back. Liliana's out. Someone's got to work.
I see. Well, we might stop by later to help out, and that is if I get paid in a drink or two.
You want to get paid for helping?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'll see what I can do.
All right. Well, we might be by later. See you, Griff.
Wait.
Thank you for the info.
Wait, who? Starts looking around.
Oh,
You got someone else in there?
Yeah, he's right behind me, bum. Well, no, Nimward.
He's like, okay. He leaves. He just goes on thinking Nimward's just you and Nimward. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. No, he's like
from the other side of town. I yell, "It's Nimwort, not Nimwort."
Yeah, Nimward on your ass. Gross. It's canon. No.
Queefing with warts on her ass.
Jesus Christ! What is this? I work so hard.
My title for the notes today is
I saw that.
Shit dive it, rub it, queef it.
God damn it. I love King's Crossing.
We are 10-year-olds.
For real. We dived in shit. We got people queefing. We are 10-year-olds. I don't know why that. Anyways,
Right. So Adarag's going to finish washing off his clothes,
rubbing it out,
rubbing it out, and then he's going to make his way over to the workshop.
All right. All men are 10-year-olds. It's fine. All right. This all men bullshit. Anyways, all right. Adarag. No, Nimwort. The other Adarag. You're over at the workshop. You've got a design. Yeah, you've got a design. You've got everything you need to make it. The question I had for you is, how do you plan on building it? Do you want to move the resources around yourself? If so, I'm going to need athletics checks. Or are you getting a helping hand?
I was planning on building most of it at the workshop. I'll just so you're
building a whole pulley contraption and then moving it over, raising it up, putting it up on top of the roof. That's fine. I just need to know.
Because it's not like just moving logs. Like I'm also like fashioning like the pulleys and
the
rope and all that. So like I'm getting it all ready.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming Adarag and I will be able to move it together easier.
Okay. Yep. I think I have an idea for how that's going to work, and I'm on board with that. Okay.
I told Adarag to meet me at the workshop, so I'm staying there.
Okay, so you're able to get all the stuff you can get done single-handedly done. He had to wash himself, wash his clothes, was hanging out with Griff. He makes his way back. You've got a designed pulley system ready, but getting it into place is going to take either a lot of work or extra set of hands. Adarag, you make your way up to the workshop. This workshop being just a couple of tables set up outside of Hobbs Lodge, the local tavern. What would you like to do?
First, I'll walk up and say hi to Nimward. Hey, Nimward. Feel like a new man. Couple of things.
You still stink.
That? Well, that's just the town.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What were you saying?
Well, I just heard from Griff. It sounds like a lot of people are out sick. We may want to check up on Evelyn, Granny Evelyn, sooner rather than later. And also, it seems that Addison has gone off to worship to her gods, which, I don't know, that might have some correlation to something. But, also, how's that drill going along?
Oh, you just think of that all of a sudden.
Well, see, I was walking by the other day a place that I may need it to get into. That I was wondering if you've been able to get any work done on it, or if you need any help with it.
So, here's my thought. That drill was primarily to protect the town, right? Get us to...
Aye. But as a secondary, I could really use it.
Okay. Well, here's my thought. I think there's potentially a large space that's protected under the Elder's house. And my thought was, if we can access it and get into it, then perhaps we won't need to drill in the mud, and we can use that for protection. It looks well fortified, better than any other place I've seen in the town. So, what is happening, Wrath?
I was gonna like make faces at chat like, oh shit, that's fucking smart. And then I was like, well, I can't let you guys see that, so I was like, well, I'll close my camera. But then chat couldn't see it either, so I closed it halfway and did it. It made sense.
Anyways, this was my thought process. Now I understand that you have
so much stuff for under the table. This is gold. Please continue.
This stash that we've discussed previously. I look around as I say it.
Alexios was like, No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Adarac pulls out a stiletto.
Alexios also pulls out your stiletto. No, continue.
I pull out my flintlock.
Ibs has your flintlock. Continue. Sorry, we're being done.
I queef.
Yo, no, he's sick.
Sick.
I was sitting there thinking, I was like, God, we're probably pissing Tough Nuts off. He can't do his thing. And then he's just like, I queef. Great. It was gold. Continue, please, by all means.
Alright, so you can understand my thought process there. Now, I do think there would be other ways to get down to this stash. Who knows? Maybe even this bunker, we'll call it, under Arlane's house could even be a tunnel network. Who knows what it could lead to? So, I think that's our strongest lead at this point, and my focus is still on town safety, first and foremost. And we've seen what's out there, so I want to find a place for these people as soon as possible. And I think understanding Arlane's situation better will help with that.
Okay. Well, in that case, we should probably let the others know, because they might still be thinking that we're building a drill.
That's fair. Remind me who was at that council?
It was Torvekik, Grunkle, and Wilford, as well as ourselves, and then Huntmaster Kyler, and who else was there? And then there was also
was the guy from the mine shaft there?
No.
But
good memory.
And Jonathan
was there.
Jonathan. Remind me his role.
Jonathan oversees the watch. They don't have a guard. They have the watch.
The watch is Jonathan.
Just basically a volunteer force of just normal dudes who take shifts to watch throughout the day and night.
And then Kyler
is basically the town law, but only because people kind of propped him up. He's the main hunter who goes out and brings back food. People just kind of instilled him as a cowboy of sorts.
Okay.
Then,
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and then did we have was Bjorn also there?
Bjorn was there.
Okay.
Who else?
Okay.
And Alexios.
And Elder Arlane.
Alexios was there.
I don't think
Elder Arlane was there.
Okay.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I agree. As much as I want to keep this secret, because here's my thought process. I'll bring you into it. No filter. My concern with sharing this info is I don't know at this time who could be in coordination with the elder. We're new to this town and we don't know the politics like the people who have lived there forever, right? So if someone's working with the elder Arlane, and at this point I think we don't know his motives completely, I don't want this plan and this info to fall into the wrong hands. However, I agree that we need help if we're going to keep the town protected. So,
well, you know who frequently deals in secrets and rumors around town and might be able to pass along a message for us to specific people. The man who owns the bar. Griff,
yeah. And you're longtime friends with him?
Aye. And he might be able to pass on a message to people we specify.
Maybe we could talk to him about...
I will say, he does need help in the bar. Liliana's out sick with that illness I was telling you about, so maybe we could do a favor for a favor.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go swing by Evelyn's house, make sure she's okay. We'll head to the bar and, help Griff out, favor for a favor, and then he can help us connect with the people that could help with getting into this.
Pratt, I know exactly what you're thinking about right now.
I'm just thinking about a woman having to call into work. Sorry, I can't come into work today. Why? I'm queefing.
That's not what I thought you were thinking.
That's exactly what I thought you were thinking.
I can't go into work today. Why? I got the queeps.
I thought Wrath was just mad at us for not doing what he wanted us to do.
Oh my god. Have you been reading the chat and stream? Okay, because that's one thing I was like, man, I had this whole mission plan and they completely fucking bypassed it. But, I mean, it was genius. What you guys have done has been gold. It's good. Don't feel bad at all. I'm impressed by it, 100%. So, it's good. I'm laughing at my own fucking,
we take your game and break it.
Yeah. What, is it Freudian slip?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, my own Freudian slip. Dude, it was one of my worst I've probably ever done.
Your Freudian slit.
Yeah. Yeah. My flatulent slit, for being honest.
Well, isn't the workshop right outside the bar?
Yeah, you guys are... The bar is... You could touch it. Yeah. Hobbs Lodge, now for those who don't know. Hobbs Lodge is a centerpiece of Arwen's Rest. It is a tavern/inn, sort of. It is a stagecoach turned building. No one quite understands how, but what used to be a stagecoach was kind of converted into the building that stands there now. Now it's a decently smaller building, but once you go inside, there seems to be an abnormal amount of space in there. You've got a fireplace that's always kept roaring, enough seats to stock, a decent majority of people of the town to be able to come in and have, a fresh drink, fresh meal. And if you go, there's a little hatch that leads down a ladder case down into, which I think one of the ladder rungs broke from one of you. Grunkle broke one of the ladder rungs. And down below is a common room that has a bunch of like cots and little hammocks and beds set up for people to be able to sleep in. So that is Hobbs Lodge. You guys are positioned literally next to it.
Okay. Also, I don't know about you, but I don't know where Grandma Evelyn actually is right now, so we also might want to check in with Griff for that as well.
All right, fine. Let's go talk to Griff. We'll you can help him do whatever he needs help with, and you know my intentions. So if there's a good time, you can talk to him about that. And
Aye.
if we figure out where Evelyn is, I can maybe go look into that.
All right. And once we find out where Evelyn is, I'll join you with that too. Well, in we go, and I swing open the door.
All right, you guys step into Hobbs Lodge. Stepping inside. You guys see the place is sparse. You see one group of gents, 2 of them, sitting at a table, seem to be playing cards. That's about the only people in here. You see the fire is not lit. It's got a damp chill. You're so used to opening up the doors and just feeling the heat of the fire and, oh, welcome in. I'm so happy to see you guys. Take a seat. Tell me about your day and your adventure. You don't hear that. It's quiet. The fire's off. The heat is gone. A damp, stale chill hangs in the air. But you do hear the familiar cluttering of pots and pans in the back room that is known to be the kitchen.
All right. Well, this is fucking depressing.
Oh.
Griff.
Oh, fuck. Door opens. Yeah. You again. Pants are on. Watch.
Hey.
Very nice.
And,
this one.
Arrived.
This one bathes with his clothes on. Know that? He
Just the drawers.
looking at him, Art.
It's like, yeah, and he needs to wash his clothes.
You don't wash your clothes.
I was washing. You saw me washing my clothes.
I did. He washed his clothes. You still stink.
It's your town.
What have you guys been doing? Shitting on each other. I heard that you like to be, in the area. Your friendly neighborhood nimwit.
You're a kidder, Griff. I love that about you, but
What is he talking about?
just don't mind him.
In the
Anyways.
area.
Griff, how could we help you right now? It seems with
How can
Liliana,
you help
I think
yourselves?
that-
You guys know how to start a fire.
All right, you need a fire started. Is that all?
Yeah, wood's out back. You bring it in, haul it in, get that fire lit. Needs to be hot and roaring.
Right.
Just like you two. Yeah.
With that, while Adarag's talking to Griff, I just walk out the door. I'll go grab firewood.
Just like you won. Yeah.
Well, when he hears what he needs.
He's already off. All right then. Quick to
Well-
it. I like that.
Other than a fire, you need anything? You made it sound like you needed some dishes washed or anything like that.
To be fair, not a lot of people coming in. Liliana's kind of the heart and soul of this place now.
Yeah.
You could see if they need an extra drink or meal or anything. Make sure they're tended to.
All right, I'm gonna look over. Do I notice, or do I recognize anybody at that table?
There's 2 gentlemen there you do not recognize. You do recognize one of them. I don't think you recognize the other. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you seen this man before? Originally had a different image known as Kent.
Yes, I do know Kent. He
Okay.
was watching us.
He was watching you deface a body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a minor guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he works for the minor guy.
Works for Mr. Carver.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Likes to sing.
The other one Stand by. I have to frickin' find. There he is. The other one sits across from him. I don't believe you know him.
I don't think so.
Yep.
Unless if we saw him at the Equinox Festival, but...
He was at the Equinox Festival, but I don't think anyone talked to him.
Okay. He wasn't...
Those two sit at a table. Okay. Both have weapons laying next to them. Don't seem to be actively looking for a fight or anything. They're both sitting there playing cards.
All right. I'll turn to Griff and say, all right, I'll check on them. And then I might have a question for you, possibly a favor for a favor situation. Maybe I'll have to take a rain check on those drinks.
Favor for a favor, okay. Forgo payment for a favor. I suppose that depends on what the favor is. I'm no Nimwood. You're not going back there.
No. And we'll discuss it later. First, let me hold up my end of the bargain.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough. If you need me, hoot and holler.
I know where to find you.
Yeah, not far I can go. He hobbles back in. You see he's still very much injured from when you guys found him. Still very much got bandages wrapped around. You actually, I didn't note this, but I should note this. When he came up out of the water, he still had his bandages on, and they looked very, like he was naked, but he had the bandages on, and they looked very much like they should be changed, and they haven't been. But you see he's got clothes on now, but you can still see like bandages wrapped around like his neck and stuff, and he moves back into the kitchen area. What would you like to do?
I'm going
Actually,
to...
stand by while you think on that. Nimwar, you already went out. You wanted to go fetch the firewood from out back?
Yep.
Okay, firewood is not going to cost you an athletics check. You were perfectly capable, not of hauling a lot, but a little bit. Okay. So, nothing's standing in your way. There's no rolls to be made. You were able to go out back. There's a log pile already set up. Easily able to get logs. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I'll build the fire.
Okay. You're able to bring the firewood just as Adarag turns around to go do whatever Adarag's about to go do. The doors open again. The cold once again rushes in. You're dripping wet from the rain. No fire to warm you off or heat you up, but warm you up or dry you off is what I meant to say. But yeah, you step back in, firewood in hand. Success! Nimwar, succeed! Yeah.
And so I'm gonna just walk over to Kent and his friend, and just as least threateningly as possible, whatever.
Watch my monitor. I'll be right back.
All right. Yep. Do your thing. Yes, the 4-foot threatening individual. Yeah.
Yes, the 4-foot threatening individual. Gonna walk over and address them. Hi, Kent. You and your friend need a refill on your drinks.
He's hulking Kent and a very... You can still tell the other gentleman looks very fit, but more lean than Kent. Kent's very brute. Kent stand there hulking over his cards, looks up, and just looks back down. Doesn't say a word to you. The other gentleman kind of looks at... You can see he looks at Kent, looks at you, looks back at Kent, like... What? Like, did you know each other? Like, you can see he's like, what is going on? And then he looks at you and he goes, Do you work here?
It's a temporary gig.
I see.
Can I get you something?
You see Kent's not even looking at you anymore. The other gentleman's like, still looking from Kent to you to Kent, and is like, sure. Just the house malt for each of us, I suppose.
House malt. 2 of them coming up. And
right.
I'm gonna go walk away. and first I'm going to poke my head in the back and be like, ask Griff, which one's the house malt?
Dear God. You open up and look into the back. You haven't seen the kitchen before. It's not large, but once again, there's a lot more space in this fucking building than there should be. Like, how is this kitchen? You're pretty sure that's the wall that goes to where the workshop is. But there's like a room here. What the fuck? Not only that, but this place is trashed. There are pots and pans hanging from the ceiling, like still dripping grease. He's running into him. Ah, fucking. It's a nightmare. He looks over and he goes, house malt. That's Liliana's job. Try one of them.
You do the inventory, right?
She does. Try one of them.
Oh God. All right.
There's 3 kegs. You got a good chance. Taste test it. Figure it out.
I'm gonna go and like take one mug and like use a sampler, like pour like a little sample of each of the 3 in separate, or well, pour it into a mug, taste it, go to the next one, pour it into a mug, taste it, pour it.
You notice right off the bat, there's one keg, and right beneath it is a jar of fresh oysters.
Okay.
And you're like, it's probably not this one?
Not that one.
Because you know one of their, the oyster shooter, oyster slider, I don't have it pulled up right now, is one of their drinks. And you're like, okay, that probably goes with that. Going on to the other 2, one of them, you open it up, it's red. And like, well, the house malt wasn't red. This is probably that red drop vodka. On to the next one, you pour it out and you immediately get the familiar smell of that house malt. And you're like, okay.
Okay. And so I'll pour out two flaggards of the house malt and bring it over.
First of all, flaggard. Great word choice. Well done. I would say tankard, but flaggard is... Well done. You win at Scrabble. Okay, so you pour 2 out and take them over. Okay. What is Nimward doing? So Nimward, you walked in just as he went to go service this table. What are you doing in the meantime? You wanted to go build the fire?
Yeah, if that's...
Absolutely. Okay. Roll me a survival check.
Okay.
Actually, it's going to be, well, it would be routine because you've got a really nice spot to build it. It's made for it, but the wood is wet, so it's going to go back to a standard check.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This man knows his fire.
What a roll.
I queef at it. Burst into flames.
Lighter? Jesus Christ.
I mean, remember, this guy invented gunpowder.
Yeah. Now we know how. The special ingredient. Fuck. Okay, what a roll to crit on. Okay, so building the fire. You create one of those super nice, like, exquisite log cabin fires. Like, it looks quality. Like, even Kent and the other guy have both turned around and watching you. When Adirag's coming back with their drinks, they're both watching you create this massive... Because you're a fucking engineer. You built this whole fire that is so designed that when you light it, it lights like a stick of dynamite would, where it like follows the little trail around, you know, leading up to the gunpowder kind of thing. So as you light it, the fire goes around and it like goes up the switchback around through the town, and they start to realize you've made a design of Arwen's Rest. And it's following the roads of Arwen's Rest and goes to where it hits Hobbs Lodge, and the whole thing just ignites and creates a beautiful display. And they're both looking like, just fucking see that?
And I don't even notice anyone's watching. I'm just like huddled up by the fire.
You're just like, this is fun.
Just like warming my hands.
You're like, yeah, that was good. Good word. Adirag, you arrive at the table. They're not looking at you at all.
I'm also looking at this like a little shell shocked. Like, who am I traveling with?
Jesus Christ.
Here's your ale.
Huh? Oh,
Here's your house malts.
thank you. Sir?
Adderek.
Oh, Adderek. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
You as well. He reaches over and he does shake your hand. And
who do I have the pleasure of meeting?
My name's Harlem. This is Kent. You
Hi,
two
pleasure
know
to
each
meet you.
other.
There was an unfortunate incident that he walked in on that Mr. Kent here saw me.
He likes to mutilate dead bodies of all friends.
It was not my finest moment, I'll admit. But I was not mutilating the body on purpose. I was trying to see who it was, and you walked in at the wrong time.
Well,
I hear you have a good singing voice.
we should. God, I feel like that is canon. Who did you hear that from? I feel like that is a thing that
is
was
definitely
said.
canon. I
Yeah.
remember.
I feel like that is the thing that was said. Yeah.
I think
Like
I heard
karaoke
it from,
nights or something.
I heard it from like Addison or Liliana or somebody.
God damn it! I feel like that is a thing. Yeah, fucking Kent likes karaoke. God damn it! This guy. Yeah.
Baritone or
He's like, ooh. What?
well,
I mean, what?
well, I mean, it's a great talent to have. I wish I had somebody on my crew while I was sailing that could sing or even hold a tune, for that matter.
He's like trying to go back to Garth, but looks at you again. He's like, "You confuse me."
I'm a bit of an enigma.
But townspeople shouldn't have left him out in the fucking mess of it. That's on them.
Agreed. I can agree to that. He should definitely have been more respected than.
You don't get a say. You even fucking know him.
That's true. Was he a close friend of yours?
You can see that confuses him. He doesn't know how to answer. Hey. He just kind of grunts and shrugs it off. Goes back to the card game. You hear all of them say, "Seems he's done talking."
I believe so. And I guess that's my cue. If you guys don't, if you gentlemen don't need anything more, I'll let you have your piece.
He waves you off. Goes back to the card game as well. What is Nimwort doing over by his god-created fire?
I'm getting nice and toasty.
Hell yeah, you are.
And I walk over to Griff and approach the kitchen, kind of knock on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door. I need you to roll. God, I feel bad making Nimwort roll. I need you to roll an athletics check.
To knock on the door?
Well,
Or, I'll allow this. Athletics or coordination.
to get out of the way.
Oh.
I will say if you, well, I'm not gonna, you roll what you want to roll.
Alright, we'll give this a go. Coordination, just standard.
Coordination is the right check. For those curious, his coordination is based off his agility. His agility is only a 43, but he has a 6 ability bonus. Versus athletics is a brawn, where he has a 3 brawn bonus. A standard roll on coordination, please.
Okay.
Alright, you have 43, let's go to 24. You knock on the door, and you just get a feeling. You skirt back as the door slams open, and a large man steps out. Yep. Hello there. Nimwort. How are you?
Hi, Griff. I'm well.
That's good. You all good?
Yeah, everything's good.
That's good.
We built your fire, and Adarag's helping out a bit. I heard him mention. You mentioned half the town is sick. I was concerned when I heard that.
He's perplexed by your fire, but then all of a sudden gathers his bearings, looks back at you, and takes a step back, and he goes, yeah, sorry. Don't want you breathing on me now.
No
judgment, obviously. You do what you do, I do what I do.
No worries, I understand. I was worried about Granny Evelyn. Someone mentioned she was looking for us, and I haven't seen her around today. Do you know if she's sick or if she's okay?
I can't say. Don't know. I know she was in here last night talking about wanting to build a garden, an actual town garden. Says she knows some herbs and whatnot might help people.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'd like to talk to her about that. Perhaps we could help. Do you know where she's at, by chance?
God, fuck, what did she say? North of town, there's... God, man. It's by the ruins, I would say, but there's goddamn ruins everywhere. So north of town, you're gonna find this. It's just on the other side of the river. There's, I think she said she was building it around this stump. Some recognizable stump. You'd know it if you saw it, she said.
Okay. She's building the garden, or?
Wants to plant a garden around there, said she I suggested she talk to that, oh god, what do you call himself? Grisborn, that bear
Bjorn.
guy.
Yeah,
that's the one. Bjorn, yes. I said she should talk to him, he seems to know his flower stuff. I'm not much of a flower guy.
I'd have to agree. But
What do you mean by that?
That he knows his stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Well, that's enough to go off of. I think I can go seek her out up there. Perhaps we can help.
At this point, Adarag walks up.
Yep. Oh.
Is there anything else you need here before we head out to try and cure the town of sickness?
That's quite the endeavor you two are taking on. You think you can cure sickness?
Wait,
No,
what
I
are we
don't.
signing up for?
I don't, but perhaps we can help.
Quite the thing. It seems like, I mean, look at this place. Goddamn ghost town. Damn it, it's a ghost town.
Aye. That
Griff.
is evident.
Might we step into the kitchen for a minute?
You don't want to go in there?
I look back at the tavern. I was like, it would just be for a few moments.
Like that you two go back in there? Do you need a room?
No.
There's
we
much.
just need...
I can give you like the common room might be a bit public. I could recommend some places, I suppose.
No, it's fine.
I've had my fun in my day.
Griff, please.
Oh.
We just need a moment of your time.
You want me in there? Well, I don't know about this, gentlemen.
Griff, do not worry, we're not. Speaking of those things, matter of fact, I'd much rather do it with a lady. But,
oh god, no!
To be quite fair, we would like to have a word with you.
Just a word?
Just a word.
Alright.
A few words.
Few. Alright. I'm keeping my pants on. Steps back, opens up the kitchen door and steps back in, holding it open behind him.
Much appreciated.
We'll follow.
Alright.
Yeah.
You guys don't need the duck or anything, but he does as he moves around. Yeah, just stand where you can.
We're small.
We fit in a lot of places.
What is it? He heaves himself onto a counter. What'll it be?
Well, we were looking if you could pass on a message. Nimwort might have more information.
I'm no gossip, guys. I'm no gossiper.
No.
You trying to
and I
start
don't think
drama?
you- No, of course not.
I trust you.
There was a town discussion, about a week ago, where we were discussing with
About a week ago.
with Kyler and Jonathan, and Bjorn was there. We were discussing town defenses. You were on that adventure with us, with Bjorn, getting back from.
I was drugged up, dragged on a sled, if I remember right.
Correct, but you're well aware now of what we've discussed the dangers to be out there. And this meeting discussion was to develop a plan to protect the town. Now, as a result of that meeting...
You guys are a couple of small fellas. I'm sure you came up with something good. How do you plan to defend the town?
Well, we were hoping to... It sounds dumb.
Yeah. No, please. I've seen you out there. You got this workshop outside. You're a creative, like, one of them geniuses, right? Must have come up with something good between the lot of you. You've even got the big Grunkle, the ogre. You've got a tactician of the dwarven army and what's not. Must have come up with something good. Yes. How can I help? What is it?
Well, the plan was to dig a hole.
Diggy, diggy hole, diggy, diggy hole.
And then we put the town in the hole so that we can hide.
This is like some episode of SpongeBob. Like, we'll just move the town.
We'll just move it over there.
Well, that was the plan.
You want to dig a hole?
Well, with the swamp levels continuing to rise...
You want to go deeper?
Well, everything...
I'm no creative genius, but shouldn't you go higher if the swamp's rising?
If you can maintain the structure to be safe while it's high. But if something tears it down, then everything comes down with it. If you dig a hole and protect it, then theoretically nothing can get to you.
And you get buried alive by the swamp.
Not if we protect it.
Protect it from a swamp. How do you plan to do that?
Everything dangerous in the swamp has been on top of the swamp. We don't know what's in it yet. But bear with me.
Okay.
The plan is potentially changing with the events of the disappearance of Elder Arlane.
Is he still missing? I thought he was sick. Is he missing?
You thought he was sick? No, weren't you at the festival?
Yeah.
And you didn't see him just disappear?
Yeah. Was that not planned? Seemed weird. But go out with a bang, I guess.
Has he done this before?
Fucking vanish, no.
Well, yes, that's why I think it's different than just being sick.
I just haven't seen him since then, so I figured he was homesick. Just like everyone else.
We've been looking into...
it's a sneeze queefing, you know?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, crazy.
We've been looking into a potential place that could lead to more information on where he disappeared to, as well as potentially protect the people without having to dig in a structure that already exists. But...
Okay. Elder Arlane's really just gone.
As far as we can tell, we've been to his house and nobody was there.
What's the town do without its leader?
Well,
that's a good question. A town. It has leaders, but
I thought he was sick.
A lot of that going around in there.
I bet so.
All that to say, we need some help moving some equipment over to the elder's house. We were wondering if maybe you could help, or if you know someone that you really trust. Adareg suggested we come to you with this info because he trusts you.
I was thinking we could pass along the message to the other folk that were there that night that also thought it was peculiar that Elder Arlane vanished. The large green one, the short dwarf, and the...
I'm picking up what's getting put down.
And the magical one.
Chat's making fun of the plan that we're gonna dig a hole for town defense. ... I was just as confused as you, Chat. But they were all in agreement, so I thought I was crazy.
We should probably have...
The townsfolk brought it up. They're like, oh, we could continue the wall. Oh, we could train the troops. Oh, we could build traps. I'm like, nah, dig a hole, bro. This is a real thing that happened.
Simplified, but yes, that's exactly what happened.
The whole group agreed immediately, and I was thinking, like, what? But I went along with it, and yeah, and now we have a pulley. Okay. So, you guys are wanting to tell Griff to tell the other group that you're wanting to build some fortifications or something over at Elder Arlane's house.
Potentially.
And kind of convey that we think that there might be a pre-dug hole that we might be able to get into under Elder Arlane's place.
Elder Arlane's digging holes over there. That's weird.
Well, that's what we'd like to find out, and we could use...
I'm not one to judge one, like, book by cover or whatever. Don't even know how to read, really. But, isn't he a little old to be out digging holes?
Aye.
It seems strange to us, too. And, Griff, I'm not advertising this knowledge to the whole town just yet, but I think...
You're building a defensive spot for the town, but don't want to tell them about it.
Well,
no,
no,
we need to make sure it's safe first.
That's not what I'm talking about here, though. I think Elder Arlane might have been involved with, how do you say, I guess just more than just leadership of the town. I think there might be more motives or more involvement than meets the eye.
Yeah, he did a lot around here. Nice guy. If
Yes.
I remember right. Ain't he the one paying for you guys' food and stay?
He was.
So if
Yes.
he's gone, who's paying your tab?
So we will happily.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Of course he's involved in all that. Are you saying you're questioning what we're gonna do without him? What are you saying?
I'm just saying I'm concerned with his sudden disappearance. And I don't understand the meaning of it yet. But I still want the best for this town. And in his absence, I think it's in our best interest to try and understand why he disappeared.
Some things what can't be understood. What? You're one of them learned folk you said from an academy down south, yeah?
It's true.
Maybe it's not just happenstance you ended up here in this town. Maybe it's what you know what you're doing. Be able to investigate this. Like you said. So what do you need from me?
Well, I have some equipment that needs moving, and friend and I here are not the strongest of men.
Unfortunately, he lifts up his shirt. Our body's not quite healing the way it used to.
Aye, and I'll be sure to check in with Bjorn to see if he can maybe dress those again next time he sees you.
No, appreciate that.
But we were wondering if you could maybe pass along the message to the others That big green lad seems to be of strong stature, might be able to move some stuff. Is that his name? Grunkle.
Grunkle?
I believe I've met him, yes. Yes, Grunkle, that's it. Well, maybe Grunkle and the shorter lad that's much more stout than us in stature.
I don't know.
Torvekik, that's it.
All right.
Aye. Well, if you could pass along a message to those lads, they seem strong in stature. They might be able to help us move that stuff up to Eldar Lanes. And if you could just keep the message to them, that would be appreciated. Possibly, maybe also Captain Kyler and Jonathan? What say you?
Do I look like a fucking messenger?
No.
Why don't you tell
if
them?
you see, well, are they around?
They were here this morning.
They were here this morning. Where are they headed?
Didn't say. Got cut off by one of the gods getting called into work.
We figure you'll probably see them before we do, being as you're the hub of the town, so that's why we tell you. And, of course, Adarag trusts you a lot.
Old buddy, old pal.
I see. So if I see him, let Grunkle, Torvekik, Hunt Captain Kyler, Jonathan,
Yes.
anyone else I should go and hunt down,
You don't have to hunt them down, just if you see them around the town.
and let them know that you're defending the town and keeping it from them at Eldar Lane's house, who's mysteriously gone. Eldar Lane's mysteriously gone missing, and now you're doing things to his house. Who's to say you two don't have something to do with this disappearance?
Griff, it's Adarag.
He's a fucking smuggler.
No, but he has a good point.
It's not really the right side of the law.
It's fair enough. I haven't won any favors that direction. But in this case, we do have people we care about around here. We want to see Isabella and Liliana and yourself and some of the and Hopkins and Frankie and the lot of you. We want to see y'all make it safely through this trying time. And
Then why are you keeping it from him?
well, because we don't know what might be down there, and we don't want anybody.
Do me a favor.
unnecessarily-
Roll.
Sure.
Any social skill that you feel applies.
Okay.
You want to bargain with him, charm him, intimidate him.
Yeah. Gonna bargain with him.
Bargain. Okay. What do you say?
Well, listen, I'll give you this. I've not been the most forthright person in the past, but I will say that this is a place that's come to grow on me, and I do appreciate the townsfolk here, and I want to make sure that I see them safely through these trying times. And if you can keep this a little close to the hand at first, I'm sure it's truly to protect everybody else in the long run. So if I could just have your if you do this favor for me, I will pay it back tenfold to the townsfolk here.
I do this, you're paid back tenfold to the town.
Aye.
Tenfold.
Tenfold.
I looked at Nimwort, and you'll hold him to this.
Yes.
And what happens you don't pay up again?
Well, let's just say if I don't pay it back, then you probably won't be seeing me. And not because I'm out somewhere in the world, it's probably because I've not been on this plane of existence anymore.
Nimwort also looks confused.
Look, if I can't pay this back, I'm probably dead already.
So then I'm doing this for free.
Nope, you're doing this for the safety of the town.
But then you die and there is no safety of the town and I did this for free. Say, I'm not as dumb as I look.
You always were the hard bargain.
It's merely spreading word around town. I suppose I can do it if they come in.
I appreciate that, Griff.
Anything else? Wait. See, okay. You two took me back in the kitchen just to tell me that you were trying to defend the town at Eldor Lane's house. You want me to share it with only a specific group.
Aye.
But,
okay.
Griff, understand the concern is...
Are there people we can't trust in this town?
We don't know who we can trust.
That is what we don't know. And until we know, I think it's safer for everybody that we play our cards close.
All right. Well, says I believe you. I've been in this town a lot longer than you two. Not sure you're the best judge of who's to trust and not to trust in my town. But no sweat off my back if I let your friends know where you'll be.
I appreciate it, Griff. Well,
thank you.
We better go and see what Lady Evelyn, Granny Evelyn, needs of us. We've been called and summoned. Don't want to keep her waiting.
Wait, you haven't gone to see her yet?
Well, no.
I told Valerie that this morning.
Oh, well.
Wait, no, Bjorn told her that, not Griff. Scratch everything I just said. I don't know anything of what you're talking about.
Well, we've got.
We're on our way now.
Whoa, crazy! That's the first I've heard of this. Safe travels. Have fun. Stay dry.
Thank you, Griff, and keep that fire stoked.
Yeah, like I have nothing else to fucking do around here.
He looks over at the fire, and it's just like exactly how I left it.
It's still exquisite. He kind of ushers you out the kitchen door and shuts the door behind you.
All right. Well, that's all done. Let's go talk to this. Let's go see what Lady Evelyn, Granny Evelyn, Lady Evelyn needs. Did you get any information on where she might be?
Yeah, it sounds like she's north of towns, similar or nearby some ruins. I guess she's planning on building a garden, which could potentially help cure the town of the sickness that Griff was talking about. And it's supposed to be near a recognizable stump.
Well, there's only one stump that I recognize.
It's not the one Nimwort tried to move.
That one was not very memorable. So we head north.
Let's head that way.
But on the way, remind me, is Granny Evelyn one of the people that needs a chair?
Granny Evelyn is one that you promised a chair to.
All right. We'll swing by the workshop and pick up the chair that I had built and lug it out to this garden together.
All right. Alright, you're helping?
Yeah, I'm helping.
All right. You guys are headed north. To Granny Evelyn! The stump, the garden.
Do I notice my exquisite markings?
You don't, because this is the end of the session. Thank you guys so much for watching Season 1, Chapter 3, Episode 2. Alongside Adarag and Nimwort here. hopefully everyone had fun. What did you guys think? We'll be able to get in depth and talk about this more during Under the Table, which airs this upcoming Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you guys want to see a behind-the-scenes discussion featuring Mr. Pickles, Fred, Shifty, Adise, and Tough Nuts, all players from the game from both parties will be able to sit down at the same table and be able to openly discuss everything that they've learned, they've gone through, they've talked about so far. What were your guys' thoughts on this session? Just real quick summary.
Good job. We went off track and started to win some rolls, and I know that can always be derailing for a DM. So, good job on.
You guys fucking killed it. I told chat, I was like, man, I had a whole quest for you guys to like get to a point, and you guys were like, nope. And I was like, I couldn't argue it because like crit successes and shit. You guys, I was like, I mean, that was impressive. I'm like, all right.
I feel like we've never actually done a quest you've planned for us. We pretty much always
fucking
go
tell
around,
me about it.
And it's very much like not intentional. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to do like what you want me to do.
So much like, hey, here's a quest. You guys are like,
Like what were we supposed to do different? I don't know.
Go to Granny.
The quest that you got at the very beginning. Hey, Granny Evelyn's looking for you. You're like, yeah.
I mean, we're getting there. I tried.
Yeah.
Tried to get there.
You guys. There's more to talk about during Under the Table, but I'm gonna give it away. EM secrets. Here you go, chat. You guys were this close to solving something that you guys don't even know is a problem yet. Like, you guys, there's a whole quest to like learn all this, you know, uncover this, and you guys were gonna solve it without ever even knowing it was a fucking problem. I was sitting here, I even typed in chat, I was like, I'm just impressed. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I can't even be mad at them. Like, they're not doing anything wrong, like, at all. It was funny because I know you guys don't know. You're just doing what your character should do. It just worked out, and it was you guys were this close to doing something insane. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to bring it up during Under the Table because I don't even know. I don't have words for it right now.
It's gotta be the Elder's house. It's gotta be that door. That's my guess.
What's funny is, okay, I have a whole like. There's this quest. There's this. Elder's house is like here. You're like, no, night of. I'm going there, and I was like, no, you can't.
No, don't do that. Stop.
And then you're just like, yeah, I bypass the house. I find the secret door. I'm like, no, you can't. It was just, I mean, I can't. It was great. Great rules, well played, like top quality. Okay. Any other thoughts on the game before? I mean, obviously, Under the Table we'll be able to discuss it further, but
yeah, no, it's good to be back. I apologize if it felt a little rusty or something. It's just, you know, we're getting back into it, so.
Rusty for me too. Like I said, I was trying to remember names of stuff, like it's been, I think I looked at it, it was almost, can I still see it? It was 168 days since the last game session or something. 170 days.
It's like half a year.
Yeah. Like, it's been a long time since we played this, so,
yeah,
that's fair. That we would be rusty, but chat, you guys have a good time. They say yay, it was great. They want to see Under the Table. Yeah, so Under the Table is a post-game talk show where it's all behind the scenes. All the players sit down, well, everyone who shows up sits down at a table and gets to discuss the sessions, gets to discuss, you know, what did group 1 go through, what did group 2 go through. That's another reason why I thought it was really curious that you guys were so insistent on getting Griff to tell the other party, because I was like, you guys could just sit down with them and Under the Table and fucking tell them.
Well, they wouldn't be.
Because the whole idea of you guys you're all in Arwen's Rest. So you were all sleeping in the same spot. Like, it'd be easy enough to sit down and have a drink at the end of the night and be like, hey, you guys.
I guess we just didn't know that they were there. We thought they were like out of town.
Yeah.
True. I guess you guys don't technically know, but you saw
you said
Adarag
you
saw
said they
him.
were. Well, I thought you said they were headed out of
I
town.
saw them the day before.
Yeah, you saw two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, you guys can talk with them under the table because you guys are all in the same area. I will let you guys know if you're not, because we've done that in the past where it's like, hey, you guys technically, keep your spoilers, because you're not in the same area, but we can discuss what you guys went through. But yeah, under the table, they all get to sit down, they all get to discuss. That's fun. That's that's Monday following Drinks and Discussions. So that's coming up soon. This has been King's Crossing, Season 1, Chapter 3, Episode 2, featuring Adis and Nimwar. Huge shout out to you guys. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for playing. You guys are an absolute fucking delight every time.
Adis and Nimwar.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Adis, Nimwar, Tough Nuts, and Adarag. It's a good group. Yeah, it's remarkable, the two different, like, their group is like linear, like, we have this, we're doing this, and you guys are like it's great. Like,
if you guys give us an inch, we will take a mile.
that's exactly it. And it's a wild ride for both of us. Like, fuck, man, now we know that the town is the queefing sickness. Like, I don't even know. Now I have to bring that up in the next group's play session and be like,
yes, you do.
You hear a little too.
Even the men.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too. I was sitting there thinking while you guys were talking with Griff, I was like, is Griff starting to get sick? How would I bring that up? And I was like, I can't just have him fucking queef right now. Anyways, it's good times. This has been King's Crossing. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. Like the video if you did. Comment all the things. Tell us what we want to hear. And we will see you in the next video. Later, everyone.
Cheers. Goodbye.